Okay, good afternoon, everyone. We are going to be starting our meeting of the Board of Commissioners of the Southern Nevada Regional Housing Authority. Chair Sigerbloom could not be with us today, so I am serving in the chair capacity. So again, second time, so I'm going to ask for some grace. So let us start by reciting the Pledge of Allegiance, please. Thank you. And if we could have roll call, please, now.
Chairperson Tex Sigerbloom. Vice Chairperson Nancy Bruni.
Present.
Commissioner Larry Blackman. Commissioner Marissa Brown.
Present.
Commissioner Richard Churchio. Commissioner Carrie Cox. Commissioner Michael Disman.
Here.
Commissioner William McCurdy.
Present.
Commissioner Luciana Turner.
Present.
A quorum is present. This meeting has been properly noticed, and we are in compliance with the Nevada Open Meeting Law.
Great, thank you. Moving on to item number 2, public comment. This portion of the agenda must be limited to matters. If you'd like to speak, they must be limited to matters on the agenda for action. If you wish to be heard, please come to the podium and give your name for the record.
Looking at your vacated units for ending 5/31, I was moved out on 5/26 of Sartini Annex, and it says that there's a $22,477 amount to write off in only one apartment. So is that my apartment, is what I'm wondering?
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay, seeing no one, we will close this public comment item. Moving on to item number 3, approval of minutes. May I have a motion to approve the minutes from the regular board meeting of June 12, 2025, please? Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Moving on to item number 4, the approval of today's agenda. Do I have a motion to approve today's agenda?
Motion to approve?
Thank you. Second?
Second.
Anyone opposed? Great. Motion carries. Moving on to item number 5, I'd like to turn the microphone over to Executive Director Louis Jordan.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and good afternoon, all. I have a number of things that we wanted to report out on today. I'm going to ask Paula Tucker to come up and do our first couple presentations.
You have my first one? Which one is first, the Raiders? Girl Scouts? Okay, so the first one we have is had a partnership with the Girl Scouts and to come on site at one of our properties, Sherman Gardens. And the Girl Scout that did the project, her name is Aaliyah Hibbler. She was unable to attend today because she's actually participating in nurse camp at UNLV this week. She's 14 years old, she's in the 9th grade, and she attends West Tech Career and Technical Academy. So what she did, her project was to come up with a project to teach the students about hygiene, and it was in collaboration with the Nevada Youth Network that's already on site at Sherman Gardens. So this is just some slides from her project. I'm not going to go over them with you, but it just teaches them about good hygiene, what germs are, how to wash their hands properly, and just to make sure that germs don't spread. She did a very good job, had a very comprehensive final report. We were very proud of her, and we just wanted to share that with you guys. Thank you, Tommy.
Thank you. Any questions?
Any questions? Okay, in our next report, we are proud to announce that we were awarded a grant from the Raiders Foundation of $15,500 for the Social Justice Grant. Can we clap? And this is to help to fill in the gaps for our programs. As you guys know, our programs where we are mostly grant-funded, the Family Self-Sufficiency Program specifically, we only receive funding for the salaries for the coordinators. So everything else that we do, we try to connect our residents to services and resources in the community, but sometimes there's gaps. And so to fill in the gaps, it's great to have funding from these sources. So we were so pleased to find out recently that we received the grant, and so we asked them to join us today to say thank you. And just to tell you a little bit of history, we've been working with them. I actually went back in our first contact with Iberi Aram was back in 2019, but thank you very much to Commissioner McCurdy. He's not here today, but I want to acknowledge. Oh, he's on the phone. Okay, thank you, Commissioner McCurdy, for your introduction to Piper Overstreet White. He actually had a sit down with us, and that really ignited our partnership to go to bigger and better things. And we've done everything from training day, where we took a bunch of our residents out there and we introduced them to all different types of careers, not just being a football player, but training, being trainers and photographers and event planners and all different types of career paths that the Raiders have. And that was a wonderful event. We participated in a viewing party to see when they were actually playing out of town, but they invited us there to participate with our families. They actually had a huge Thanksgiving Day event where they fed our families. The players actually fed us in their dining room, sat down and ate with us, and all the families left with Thanksgiving Day baskets. And it's just been year after year, they've been attending our events and participating in our events, and we really value that partnership. So they're here today, and we just would like to acknowledge them and say thank you. So Piper and Mary, if you guys could come up. And we want to say a few words, but we just really want to say thank you. And then Mr. Jordan, if you want to join us for a picture, we'd love it. Thank you so much.
Oh, yes, we would love to. Good afternoon, Commissioners. Thank you for having us. For the record, Piper Overstreet White, Senior Vice President, Government Community Relations with the Las Vegas Raiders. I'm here with Iberi Aram. She is a Director of Community Relations for the Las Vegas Raiders. And as was mentioned, listen, we have an unwavering commitment to this community. And we support the whole community, but especially our community's most vulnerable. And we will continue that. And whether it's providing grant dollars, as she mentioned, or providing experiences that were outlined, we will continue to do that. And we really appreciate the work that you do. We appreciate the staff, and mostly appreciate the residents for coming out and enjoying some of these activities and experiences. We hope to continue to be a partner. If there's ever anything that the staff and Mr. Jordan needs, please we're just a phone call away. So thank you so much.
You're going to join us up top here.
Sure.
Would anybody like to say anything? Go ahead.
I just have to say, I have the pleasure of knowing both of you, and when we needed help with the Sheriff's Wellness Bureau in bringing just an experience that would help our first responders, Piper was the first one to raise her hand and say, hey, yeah, come on, the Raiders are we want to do things with you. We want to make this matter, for these first responders. And I just have to tell you how pleased I have been with the Raiders organization, how stand-up they are. It's not just these two lovely ladies, it's the whole organization that wraps around our community and wants to be a part and to give back. And without you, we would not be where we are in being able to take care of people, because you do make such a huge contribution. So thank you from the City of Henderson, and thank you from SNRHA for all you do.
Well, I was going to say one thing. So first of all, thank you so much for the partnership. It's great to hear. I think we've heard that it's been growing over time, but I also want the two of you to know that your investment in SNRHA and your partnership, there really is an ROI, so it should be an easy decision under the direction of Paula Tucker and our Family Self-Sufficiency Program and all the work that we're doing. I want you to know that your partnership and investment will be well spent, and you'll actually significantly help move our clients from where they are to where they want to be. So thank you, and know that we are taking good care of your funds. Before Executive Director Jordan continues his report, I just want to acknowledge that Commissioner McCurdy has joined us and is physically in the room. Thank you. And Commissioner Cox.
Very good. Okay, a couple other things I wanted to report out on. I wanted to thank Commissioner McCurdy for creating an opportunity for SNRHA to be a part of a county presentation on affordable housing. The day before yesterday, I had the opportunity to go over and talk with the county board about a long-term strategy on building affordable housing and the role that the housing authority would play. As you might imagine, the top thing from us was the whole notion of project-based voucher. And I announced that in 2026, we will not be able to issue project-based vouchers due to the fact that, if you all recall, a couple years ago, HUD gave us emergency housing vouchers. We did the housing, the county did the case management. It's about 425, 450 of one time only. And so now they're saying around the country, housing authorities, we want you to absorb those vouchers. So with that being said, we can only absorb through our attrition because we're not getting new vouchers. So there'll be a moratorium on project-based for 26. But then going forward, our pledge and intent is to use 20% of our attrition as a means of putting out competitive RFPs to do project-based vouchers. Keep in mind, we use them ourselves. So when we say 20%, that's less. We look, you take care of home first, and then you put out on the street if they're available. And one of the things we've come to learn, or at least I've come to learn, there's one thing to have vouchers, there's another thing to have money. So I'm throwing all these caveats out there, but long term, we feel we can commit, and HUD gives us the ability to commit up to 20%, and that's our goal. I got to throw that up to in there, up to 20%. The project-based voucher tool has been amazing in giving us the opportunity to partner with others in this notion of building affordable housing. So I just wanted to make mention of that.
Before you, through the chair,
Please, go ahead.
before you move on, my question to you is, in terms of making up the difference, since we don't have any money coming from HUD, is it not partnership possibilities of partnering with the city and the county in terms of them helping fund, or is that restricted in terms of receiving funds and then using them for vouchers?
Oh, no, the difference is clearly made up through the partnership, and not necessarily for vouchers. So as a part of my report the other day with the county, I like to say, and Frank can help me, I want to say over the last couple of years, we've gotten about 17 million through CCF and through the county funds at home. About $17 million. So those dollars come in, and they definitely help us in the building of affordable housing. So for example, right now we have 1,600 units in the pipeline, and that's a combination of HUD money, county money, and state money.
So this, again, just a continuation of the same question, or establishing it in a different way. I noticed. Okay, I noticed that there was some neighborhood funding money that was distributed by the county, but I didn't see our name on that list in terms of receiving anything.
Right.
I saw like several other agencies. I think Nevada Hand received like $17, $18 million, and there were several others.
Yeah.
And maybe I should ask the commissioners in terms of funding, if we didn't receive any, why we didn't get it, and then if that money is available, if there's any money available for us, the largest provider of affordable housing, representative of the state and the county, why we didn't receive any, and maybe that's a question which I don't know if you can answer.
Well, I can. So for the record, I want to be clear that it's probably the only time we didn't get funding. Got funding prior rounds, and as we are looking at future rounds, as we talked to the county about this last round of county housing funds, a number of entities did not get funded, really based on the question of what's going on in D.C. So while some did, some didn't, we're looking for, obviously, funding, and we're hoping that as things continue to calm down, things around tariff, there's a number of reasons, and I was probably one of a number of agencies that got in line that says, why didn't we get funded? But I just want to be clear, we did get funded prior round. In fact, county played a significant role in helping us with phase 1 of Marble Manor. So it's a competitive process. To your point, we like to get funded every time around, but I'm not sure how realistic that is.
Okay, well, at least you answered the question. Thank you so much.
And Madam Chair, so what we're also considering as we evaluate applications through our CHF and home division within the county is where projects are in terms of being ready to start.
Shovel ready.
So we're looking for shovel-ready projects, and that is how we are determining through the evaluation process which dollars to get out to which entities. Like in terms of like Nevada Hand and other applicants that were allotted funds, they were actually ready to go right then and there.
They were further ahead than
which
us.
is why during the time in which we received funds from SNRHA's perspective, from the county and also the state, we were ready to go. Like with phase 1, we're ready to go. And we're going to continue to operate in that manner moving forward, in part because we're tightening up on funds and we have to be more strategic and tactical in how we're deploying and to which entities.
If I might, is that also including vouchers from those other entities' perspective? I mean, are there going to be vouchers available, affordable housing vouchers for those from Nevada Hand and others that the county's providing money from?
That depends on whether or not those entities received project-based vouchers from SNRHA.
Does that make sense? If I understood your question, will vouchers to be available?
Correct.
You know, so when the vouchers are available from HUD, not through the county but through us, when they are available, and you talk about projects like those that were funded, we'll have a scoring process that will give points. If you have a project, you come to us, and the county or Henderson or the city says, this is something really important to us, we want to see North Las Vegas, we want to see it funded, there'll be a point mechanism to support that effort. But again, it's all based on the vouchers that are available through HUD, from HUD to us, or actually our attrition, because I want to be very clear, we're not getting any new vouchers. So we lose about 70 vouchers a month. And so normally those vouchers go back into the cycle to pull people off the list, with the exception of VASH. When we lose a veteran voucher, it has to be cycled back to another veteran. So what we're saying going forward, and again, we have the opportunity to use those ourselves going forward, whatever that number looks like if they're available, we'll put out a competitive request for proposal saying that, is there anyone out who wants to do either existing rehab with the voucher or new build? And it gives opportunity, but we will look to see if one of the jurisdictions, in fact, a developer would be prudent to say that he or she went through the jurisdiction, you know, before they come to us, and that'll probably better position their application.
And the recent case was that in Visions Park, there was a collaboration. The county gave $10 million. The city of North Las Vegas gave, I think, $1 million or a couple $1 million. And the Housing Authority provided the vouchers. Now, those vouchers that were provided to that project, those vouchers stays with the property. So regardless of what happens, those units that were specifically designated those vouchers will continue to be for folks who have a voucher, to subsidize that unit and also provide predictability for the developers to know that they have that income as a part of their overall capital stack.
Yeah.
And for the record, Henderson did do 1.5 million, so that was hard to get, and I worked really hard on it. That's the only reason I brought it up.
Very good. Any other questions? All right, okay, thank you. Just a couple other things. We have a groundbreaking ceremony coming up at Senator Joe Neal, which is in North Las Vegas. I think that's on the 31st, if I'm not mistaken. So we're excited about that. Yesterday, we had a quite an event yesterday. We talked about, the ability to make sure that through the CNI, just dollars in general that comes through our hands, we leave money in the community. We recognize small businesses, we recognize minority and women-owned businesses. And I just want to take my hat off to the team. We held a gathering yesterday where we had our developer, Brenshaw, the contractor who's going to do the phases at Marble Manor. We went over to CSN, and we also had partners around. How do I get a business license? How can I do a number of things? And I'm extremely, or especially proud of this, because in my tenure doing this work, we always say we want Section 3 hires. We want minority businesses. Yesterday, we demonstrated the ability to put, our money where our mouths were. We went out, and Tommy has a captured there, and that's just a snippet of we had a nice crowd of people who showed up. Some people, some of the vendors contractors had been in business 10, 15 years. Some were saying, how do I get started with this? And one of the great things about this process is that, particularly with Marble Manor, and it kind of goes back to some of the questions asked earlier about funding, with Marble Manor being a multi-phase process, there's opportunity, again, to go to the county, go to the state, and the city is our partner in this, and just say, look, how can we continue to fund these various stages? So just hats off to the team. Pull it together, and some of the feedback, Councilwoman Summers Armstrong was there, sent me a text late last night, saying that this is what we've come to expect from you guys, because again, I've seen it before. Money's coming to the community, and it's not that, I don't think it's with ill intent. People just don't know how. And, we have a team of folks on the ground who are showing people how. I think that concludes. I wanted to thank Vice Chair Bruni for being a co-presenter with me at the PCC meeting the other day. That's a meeting where we brought all of our providers together to just talk about the fact that while we're doing the housing portion, we so desperately need the other side of it. And I'd say we had a room of maybe 150 plus people that really came in to talk about not only what they do, but how we can support one another in our efforts. And then finally, I hope you have it on your calendar, August 26th from 8 to 5. We're going to do a board training day and update you on things that are going on. Hopefully, we'll have a little more knowledge of what's happening in DC. Fred is actually in New York right now with NARO. He went out to look at some. There's a group that was really doing some innovative things around financing, and he went out, and I spoke to him this morning, and he said that he got an update on what's coming up with the budget, and I think that without stealing thunder, I'm not sure how much is going to happen in the next year or so, but the fact still remains at the board training, we'll cover things like that. And I think that concludes my report.
Thank you, Director Jordan. Any questions for Director Jordan? Seeing none, moving on. Go ahead.
I do. Thank you. I remember you stating that NARO might come here. Is
Yes.
NARO Fallon?
It's scheduled right now for the NARO Conference 2027 to be held here in the Valley. Commissioner Chair Sagerbloom and I are putting together although we're told it's the earliest anybody's ever done it in life. We just don't want them to change their minds. So we're penning a letter, letting them know how much we appreciate them coming here. Unlike other jurisdictions that have appointed boards, we have a board that can do a little bit more. So yes, they are coming, and although a little early, we want to prominently show not only the things we're building in the way of bricks and mortar, but the lives we're changing. So that is coming.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Anything else? Okay, great. Moving on to the next item, the consent agenda. May I have a motion to approve the consent agenda, please?
So move.
Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor? Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Turning the microphone back over to Director Jordan for item number 7, acknowledgement of our departed.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Sorry, we didn't do the write-offs. We did.
That's part of it. Okay. So since our last gathering, the following individuals have passed on. I'm going to read their names and ask for a moment of silence. Timothy Wright, Linda Johnson, Nellie Rice, Manuel Cano Vargas, and Michelle Burton. Thank you.
Thank you. Moving on to item number 8, approval to award contract C25022 in the amount of $294,995 to All Pro Painting for the exterior painting of Simmons Manor and Hampton Court. Mr. Stafford.
Good afternoon, Frank Stafford, Director of Development Modernization. This contract, the background is the SNRHA Procurement Department conducted a competitive selection process. Invitation for bid number B25022 to procure a contract to perform exterior painting at the Simmons Manor and Hampton Court Public Housing Development. Procurement Department used online bidding service NGM to advertise this project. After advertising project for 45 days, 3 companies submitted a bid by the closing date of May 29, 2025. The 3 bidders were All Around Quality Services, Vicks Painting, and All Pro Painting. Of the 3, All Pro Painters were the lowest responsive bid with a bid amount of $294,995. This project is subject to Section 3 regulations pursuant to 24 CFR Part 135. All Pro Painters has stated they will comply with Section 3 requirements. All Pro is a male, Caucasian-owned company. A representative from All Pro is available to answer any question the board may have. The action request is Executive Director approves the board approval to award contract number C25022 in the amount of $294,995 to All Pro Painting for the exterior painting of Simmons Manor and Hampton Court, and this project will be funded by capital funds.
Any questions?
Just what is the time frame? When will they begin, and when do they project that they will finish?
I know we will start this project roughly 2 to 3 weeks at tops. Once we get the approval, I'll sit down with the contractor, set up a pre-construction conference, get NTP. We're looking at how we're going to stage it. We'll probably start at Hampton Courts first, and the reason we're doing that is because we also have a follow-up project to do the roofing at Simmons, and we may want to try to get the roofing started before we do the painting there. The duration for both sites is 120 days, but they can run simultaneously if the contractor chooses to. Calendar days.
Or each? 120 days each?
Total.
Or- Okay, thank you. Calendar days.
That was my question. Thank you, Commissioner Cox. Any other questions? Okay, do I have a motion to approve a motion to award the contract C25022 in the amount of $294,995 to All Pro Painting? Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Thank you. Is there a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
Moving on to item number 9, approval of revisions to the Southern Nevada Regional Housing Authority Public Housing Admissions and Continued Occupancy Policy and Public Housing Resident Lease Agreement.
Thank you, Tommy. Good afternoon, Commissioners. So the United States Department of Housing and Urban Development, HUD, requires that the public housing providers adopt an admissions and continued occupancy policy to set local policies for the administration of the program in accordance with HUD requirements. The ACOP, as it's also known, and the public housing lease and any revisions to said documents must be formally adopted by the Southern Nevada Regional Housing Authority Board of Commissioners. SNRHA finds it necessary to revise the existing ACOP and lease to administer the program in a more effective and efficient manner and to remain in compliance with HUD's rules and regulations. SNRHA is proposing revisions to the lease and the ACOP. A summary of the proposed revisions is included. The proposed revisions of the ACOP and lease were available at each public housing on-site office and on the website. It's still on the website. For a 30-day comment period in accordance to 24 CFR 966.3. So staff is recommending that the board approve the proposed changes to the ACOP and to the lease.
Thank you. Any questions from commissioners?
Yes. And this probably has to do with some of the things that we talked about last meeting, how we're going to, some of the dependents that are going to be maybe removed from the lease. How does this affect them completely? Will, after re-signing a lease, once they're turned over, or with the dependents removed from the lease, they'll be into this new lease?
So do you mean for over income families, or are you talking
No, for the
about?
dependents. So now that we have, you have to have the court-appointed documents.
Yes.
To have someone added, a dependent, basically,
Yes.
right? And so I just been kind of thinking about this. How does it affect them overall? Will those individuals have to move and sign a whole new lease?
So we'll work with them. So if you have like an adoption or you got custody of a family member, we'll work with you and help you to get the paperwork. We don't want to evict you for that, so we'll work with you. And it may take a little bit longer than we want, but we'll still work with them to get the documents.
So this lease applies to Section 8 and all other?
No, this lease solely applies to public housing
public
residents.
housing only, okay.
Okay.
Any other questions? Seeing none, may I have a motion to approve the proposed changes to the ACOP and resident lease, please? A second?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
Moving on to item number 10, the approval of SNRHA's operating budget revision for fiscal year ending September 30th, 2025.
Guest presenter today. Rod Minton's going to come up and present. With Fred is online as Rod's lifeline in case he needs one.
Yeah.
We're a friendly bunch, don't worry.
We don't think Rod's going to need it.
Phone a friend.
Yeah.
Good morning, Commissioners. Rodney Minton, Finance Director. Today we are requesting the Board approve the revised operating budget for the Southern Nevada Regional Housing Authority for the fiscal year ending September 30th, 2025. Each year, the agency conducts a budget revision where we take the actual revenues and expenses occurred during the first part of the year, and they are reviewed by the department heads, managers, and finance staff, and we project those out to the end of the fiscal year. This process better helps us align the budget with the actuals using the new information not known when the original budgets were done the prior year. This also gives each department head and manager a chance to decrease their budget where they have some savings and increase other line items where more needs may be, there may be more needs somewhere else. Okay. During the past week, the executive team briefed the board on the revised budget and had answered some questions during that time. So today I was just going to summarize some of the highlights of the revision. The fiscal year 2025 budget revision is showing a net profit of $1,059,831 for the agency. This was an increase of well over $600,000 compared to the original 2025 budget. A large portion of the increase comes from the HCV program, or Section 8 program. There was an increase in the admin fee that we received from HUD due to the program's high voucher lease-up rate and some cost savings in some vacancies. Also in the original budget, it was projected that the affordable housing program would need to make some transfers of approximately $156,000 to the public housing program, $660,000 to the HCV program, and $796,000 to the central office to help cover budgeted expenses. Glad to report that now, with the revised budget, the only transfer that is projected to happen is $400,000 to this central office cost center. So public housing and HCV will no longer need affordable housing's help projected this year. The only program that had a budgeted loss in the revised budget was our neighborhood stabilization program, and that loss was $249,254. This was due to extensive costs of rehabbing a unit that caught on fire. Replacement reserve funds that are set aside for these types of expenses and insurance reimbursements covered all these costs for us. Those were the main highlights of the revision. If the commissioners have any other questions, I can try to answer them or phone a friend.
Any questions for Rodney? Okay, great. Seeing none, then can I have a motion to approve the operating budget revision for SNRHA for fiscal year ending September 30th, 2025, please?
So moved.
Thank you. Do you have a second?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Moving on to the next item, new business for the board. Any suggestions or concerns you'd like to bring up at this time for new business? We've got an easy bunch today. All right, perfect. So now moving on to our last item, which is our second public comment period. And at this time, anyone who wishes to speak can come up and talk on any item that doesn't have to be on the agenda. And again, the limit is 3 minutes. I have a couple of cards here. So first we have Phyllis Carpenter, if you'd like to come up, please. And again, if you'll state your name and address. Thank you.
Phyllis Carpenter, 719 Brush. Okay, so I was locked out of my unit on 526. On 528, they hired movers to move I had left just a small amount of things because in the lease it said I had 14 days to go back and get it. On the 28th, they moved my things to storage. I received the bill the other day for it, and so the bill says it's like $1,254 or $1,207.63 for the movers. Okay, so I called the moving company and asked them how much would it be to move a one-bedroom apartment to storage. They told me $635 would cover 4 hours. And then it would be $140 for 2 movers for each hour after that. So I don't see how they charge me $1,200 when that would take that's like 8 hours worth of movers, you know what I mean? And then also the storage, it was $44 for the storage because I got the receipt from the storage place, and now they're charging me $97. They charged me $280 for the cleaning of the unit, and that was the $200 cleaning deposit, security deposit that I had left. So this whole bill for, I don't know, $1,300 is that's outrageous to me because they more than doubled it, okay? And then when I was evicted, there was no due process in the courtroom. I wasn't provided witnesses, I wasn't provided with their statements beforehand. I wasn't allowed to cross-examine them. Your employees got up there and lied. And I was evicted regardless, through retaliation. And if you watch the videos from where the plumber came, you can see where the pipes are busted under that apartment. So now, not only have you evicted me with intimidation and retaliation. You've moved a senior into that apartment that's already got breathing problems, and now what's going to happen to her? And you guys failed to fix the problem to begin with.
Thank you, Ms. Carpenter. Next, we have Michelle Beach, please.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. We are from Bennett Plaza, and we are here concerning, I have some concerns about the manager and the maintenance and the jobs that they're supposed to do, because right now we have a maintenance that is running our building. And the manager's allowing them to run the building. Also concerning our dining room, we have the problem where we have a board and we are not allowed to use the dining room. And we were in the dining room for a couple of days, and we've been bullied by the maintenance and telling us to get out. We have to leave immediately and get out. Okay, so this is why we're here to find out what are our rights as a board member. And we want to speak to Mr. Lewis. If you could please speak to us later on. Please, thank you.
Great, thank you. If you'll stay until the end of the meeting, we'll connect you with someone. Next, we've got Wantha Robinson. Oh, okay, perfect. Miss Lincoln.
Good morning. I should say good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Mamie Lincoln. I live in Rulon Earl, Phase 2. I have quite a few problems, but I won't bother you with them today. I just want to get one solved. I want to know what your dog ordinances are. I have a dog that my manager put next door the second time, which is a pit bull mix. This dog barks all day, all night. Okay? I can't even go in my backyard or to my storage because the dog tries to jump the fence. He's gotten me twice already. I went over and talked to the neighbor, and his reply to the other neighbors was, I was mad because I was a racist. I've gone to my manager. My manager is his friend. She is the one that put him in there after the first pit bull died. And I have been trying to get an appointment to talk to Patricia. They have denied it both times to find out what I can do. We've called the dog pound. We've called the police. The dog actually ate up a man just moved in next door. He got a little dog. The dog attacked him. I have pictures of everything. I can't get anybody to do anything. This has been going on for now over a year. And I'm trying to be the nice neighbor, and it's not working. So I said, the only thing I know to do is to bring it to you guys and let you guys figure it out. Because everybody is complaining about this dog. But for some reason, my manager feels like the dog is more important than a human being. But that dog don't pay rent. I'm the one who pays rent. And I can't use my yard or my storage area because of the dog. And I'm just tired. Now, I won't go into the rest. I'll let you solve this one, and then I'll give you some more real good stuff. Okay?
Thank you, Ms. Lincoln. If you'll stay, someone will speak with you.
Thank you.
After.
All right.
Finally, we have Krista Casillas.
Good afternoon. My name is Krista Casillas. I'm here to place this agency's conduct. On public record from April 2023 to today. And this began when I supported an HCV participant, someone who lived with me, who requested shared housing as an accommodation. His request was initially denied and only approved after several months of navigating the agency's confusion and inexperience. I apparently was the first person in Southern Nevada to get shared housing approved for an HCV participant with a disability, despite the program having served many participants with disabilities for years. During the several-month process, staff admitted to not knowing the relevant HUD codes or the Fair Housing Act, revealing their inexperience, which created unnecessary barriers. So let me be clear. Shared housing is legal, cost-effective, and federally protected under HUD notice, PIH 2021-05. Yet SNRHA does not promote shared housing, track requests or approvals, and responds to community outreach with legal threats, including a cease and desist letter sent to me this week for creating an educational flyer. The letter was the agency's third attempt to explain shared housing policy to me after 3 direct emails to Executive Director Louis Jordan, who passed those emails to a few landlord liaisons. The first liaison claimed shared housing was only for VASH recipients. The second one said not many people requested shared housing and called it rare and complex. Mahogany Turfley, not sure if I'm pronouncing her name correctly, but the attorney cited 24 CFR section 982.601B2, which says PHAs aren't required to offer every special housing type. She also acknowledged an exception under section 982.601B3, where PHAs are required to accept that housing type as an accommodation. Unfortunately, whether intentional or not, Ms. Turfley omitted section 982.601D, which protects the family's right to choose their type of housing when it has been established as a viable option. She also ignored the Fair Housing Act, which prohibits policies that lead to discriminatory effects, intentional or not. The truth is, SNRHA already implements shared housing through VASH, and it claims to allow it for ADA accommodations too, or FHA. So this isn't about legality, it's about convenience, lack of urgency, and disregard for housing equity under the leadership of a director earning over $355,000 a year. Today I'm submitting documentation for the record, the cease and desist letter, my response, the HUD notice, emails dating back over 2 years, the flyer. Okay, thank you. The flyer that the agency tried to silence with an added disclaimer to ensure transparency. When this reaches the broader public, and I believe it will, the record will show that you were told and you did nothing. This is not just a policy failure, it's a failure of legal compliance, a breach of public trust, and a direct barrier to housing access during a historic housing crisis. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Casillas. Anyone else for public comment at this time?
Can I put this on file, on record?
Yes. Yeah, do we give it to you, Teresa, or? Do you want to take the microphone to her? Or could you please, sorry?
My name is Donna Smith. I live at 510 North 510 North 10th Street, Apartment C in Robert Gordon Plaza. I've lived there now, it's going on 20 years. For many of those years, we had automatic withdrawal of our rent payments. Starting in January, I've had to go to a store, go to Walmart, get a money order, bring it in, pay my rent. That's I'm sorry, but that's a hassle and a half. Why can't we go back? I'm on that one program where I have a reduced rent now. I'm no longer paying half my income for my rent, yay. So I'm wondering, why can't I go back to some kind of automatic withdrawal from my bank account as it was before for many, many years? I have a record of that, of my payments. This one starts 9/30/2010. I'm sorry, but this is really bad. As of this month, as of beginning of this month, I tried to pay my rent on the 3rd. There was nobody in the office. I'm sorry, that's Thursday. Yes, everybody went on vacation a day early, I guess. So it didn't get paid until Monday. So I'm hoping, so far I haven't gotten a notice of a late fee, but yay. But this is a real hassle. It is not easy. I don't have a car I can jump in and just go get something. I'm in a wheelchair. I have to take a bus to a store, take the bus back home, go to the office. I also would suggest that the office, I know there might be 2 or 3 people there. Do they have to take their lunch at the same time? So that the office is closed anywhere from 1 p.m. to 3:30 p.m.? I mean, it's only supposed to be an hour lunch, but I'm sorry, it's always, there just doesn't seem to be anybody ever available. So that's my comment. Thank you.
Thank you for coming down. Anyone else for public comment at this time? Seeing none, we will adjourn the Southern Nevada Regional Housing Authority Board meeting. Thank you. Stay cool.